I want to recognize those because they really did right-size our budget. But going forward, there is absolute support for this police department in our town to have our own police department. I see absolutely no reason to waste our economic and time resources to investigate whether or not we should consider outsourcing the police department. Economically, there may be some cost savings that we would find in that process, but we're not going to agree to it. The town doesn't want it. It's very clear to me. And I don't want to waste the resources of our town. We've got lots of important things to do, and we've got capital improvement projects that have to be addressed that have been ignored for a long time, and those are the places that we need to put our money.
So I apologize, I probably jumped the gun on this. So I'm going to pull it out to public policy, then I'll bring it back. Sorry, Bill.
Okay.
Promise.
It's just review and discuss. There's no action to be taken in.
Yeah. So I want to give the public an opportunity before everybody makes their final. Anybody wants to make a comment on item number 21, please.
We still have Robert to go yet.
Oh, Robert.
Yeah, so there's more presentations.
There's
We're
more?
addressing this issue.
Robert, you should be done by now. All right, apologize. I'll let Robert.
You want me to let it
So
go?
please, no, go, Bill.
Okay.
I apologize.
So I see personally there's a market, and I had shared this with the chief the other day, there's a substantial difference in our police force today than there was a number of years ago. I think that the chief has come in and done a yeoman's job in really improving, bringing in great guys, taking the guys that were here, really improving things. And I think that that's changed a lot of situations in the town, and even some people who might have been thinking that it might be a good idea have pretty much changed. And so back in 2010, the discussion did come up during that election, and the position that I'd taken at that time, and I would still have today if it were being bandied about in the community, was that it's got to be up for the community to make the decision. It's not necessarily our decision. That said, again, I think that our police department is substantially superior to where it was, and the chief is doing a great job, and I have full confidence in him. And as other people have said, I'm not interested in spending time on that. I think we have a lot more important things that we need to spend time on. And so that would really be a waste of our resources at this point in time, and really it'd be a diversion with the community. So,
Okay.
thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
So I'll just chime in and echo support with my fellow colleagues here that I don't think the police services study is something that we should waste our time, your time, our resources doing. The other feedback from your slide, council feedback about considering the OPEB allocation from unallocated general fund, the ERAF, to flip that up to pay that down. I think it's really important for us to continue to whittle down all those, OPEB liabilities. And this is a great overview. So,
Thank you.
All right, Robert.
Cool. With that being said, since there was a great enlightening idea earlier today, I'd like to say a prayer over this WinGov budget presentation. Let's all pray for it.
we're going to pray for peace on the
Peace on the budget.
Robert can get through his presentation.
As mentioned,
Tax revenue from Parker Avenue, is that included?
no,
Yeah, careful.
if you ask me to drill down to that,
We'll have to call them all back in.
Thank you. As it was mentioned, we got into opengov.com earlier this year, and it's a transparency portal, and it's located on our website. If you go to transparency and financial data transparency portal, you can get down to it. You can go towards it, and if you click right here, click to explore, it'll take you to the actual module. So when you do that, it brings you to here. So you can see this is all the departments. It'll give you different graphs and department detail, you can click on these links. So, you know, it's something that I think it'll be very useful. It takes our data from our own financial system. We transport that to OpenGov, and they import it into our portal, and it's in real time. So, once they do that, it shows up in our linked portal on our website. So with that being said, I want to kind of go over our revenues and expenditures as was presented by George in our budget. Our expenditures are 11.4 million, as you see right here, for total general operation expenditures, and our revenues are 11.6 million, which is this 137,000 that we said was net, correct? So what this includes, it only includes all our revenues net of the ERAF and the parcel tax.
That's
So
why
this-
it's negatives in all those years back.
Right.
We had to take it out, so.
So this 13-14 year budget, this doesn't have the ERAF, which we earned 1 million this year, and the 1.1 million in the parcel tax, so they're not in this amount, but you add that back in, and we're at what we presented at mid-year of a positive positive surplus of 287,000. So just wanted to kind of show you what that looks like.
that we paid down?
And in here, exactly,
Right.
yes, in this 12.9 million is the 2 million that we paid this year towards OPEB.
Right, so if we didn't do that, then we'd be in the
It would-
positive.
Basically.
Right, we'd be in the opposite, in the positive. So this is basically without the ERAF and the parcel tax. This next one will show you our revenues, which is this line item, over our expenditures. And so if we look at it, we're saying when we add the parcel tax and the ERAF, we have 13.4 million in revenues to our expenditures of 11.4 million. So our net positive would be 1.9 million. And like I just mentioned in the previous slide, when you add them back here, as we talked at mid-year, it was 287 net positive.
So we really don't have an additional 2 million to add to OPEB.
Well,
But that estimates 700,000.
Correct.
Right.
and that's what's in here, because this is 700,000 in the ERAF and that 1.1 million in the
Oh, right,
parcel
it's not a
tax.
million,
Right.
it's
But
got it.
as George had mentioned earlier, and we'll get down to it further,
So
the ERAF has come in higher almost every year. But again, it's something that eventually the state will either raise the revenue formula or the calculation formula for school districts, and as they raise that formula, it takes more from this ERAF. And so that's why a lot of cities that I've dealt with and discussed with in our SAMFOG meetings, that has been a discussion that ERAF eventually could go away. And so for some cities, like Redwood City, it's about 5 million in ERAF, the excess ERAF they get. So eventually, you know, I think the magnitude of them, that would hurt them if that went away. So we've discussed that as treating ERAF, George had mentioned, as a one-time revenue that we can apply to different funding sources, and the talk did come up about long-term liabilities, pensions, or OPEB. So we're kind of in that same discussion as everybody else, and so we're all heading in the right direction. So I just want to kind of show you with ERAF, this slide right here shows our current property taxes with ERAF included. See this ERAF portion? And again, this tool is this just transparency tool. You can click over the pie graph and it kind of gives you, okay, secured property taxes of this total of the total 8.4 million. You can see 72% is secured property taxes. ERAF is at 700,000 is 8.2%. You go to the property tax in lieu, it's 845,000, 9.8%. Unsecured property taxes, we get 344,000, it's about 4%. And then you go to document transfer tax is at 345,000. So, and it goes to the different, you can see how it relates based on a pie chart.
Robbie,
And
would
then-
you just move that
Yeah.
slider left?
Yeah, and then here you can kind of see based off of years, like budgets, You can see 1213, and as I slide it over, you can tell that our revenue stream really hasn't changed as much. We still rely on the blue part, secured property taxes is a major component. You can see that they do change slightly, like in 0910, it was 69%, and we got 4.7 million in secured property taxes.
But those are the actuals then, so.
Yes, these are the actual years,
Okay.
correct.
Now, if you click on the pie,
Mhm.
will it then give you the detail?
Yes, I'll go, if you can click on, the pie will give you that,
Okay.
but
No, but we'll give you the
if you click on
scalar
these,
information.
these icons right here,
That's the.
it'll give you that, right? You can click on the pie, and it'll bring you down to this graph on below. So it gives you what secured taxes is, what we.
But where you had like expenses, for example.
Yes.
So if you click on the expenses,
Oh, that's not expenses.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to that
That's
next.
gotta get to
I know. so you go down there in the previous chart.
Okay, so this is one more, now I'll get to the expenditure portion. So this shows our component of revenues and our parcel tax transfer in. So it's 12.3 million, plus the 1.1 million is at 13.4 million of our revenues. So again, if you wanna see the revenues, you click on this, and it tells you the categories, what's property taxes, what's charges for services, other taxes, use of money and property, sales taxes. And again, you can change, if you click on this right here, it'll give you by percentage. 68% is property taxes. 17.6% is other charges for services, which other than property taxes and our parcel tax, the charges for services are our next big revenue component.
But if I just wanted to see something in a spreadsheet, so could I go down?
Yeah, if you wanna
previous
see,
chart, and you had the numbers down there, could I click on the
Yes.
numbers? And
If
it
you
will give me
click-
then the breakdown of the numbers and explode them out?
it'll take this, whatever is down here, it'll take that and it'll throw it into Excel format. As far as detail, this is as detailed as you can get for when you click on property taxes, it gives you all the different components that make it
Well, I was more
secure.
interested in expenses.
Right, and we'll get to that point, right now.
Great.
Okay, so going back, as we had mentioned, 11.4 million in expenditures, right? And 11.6 million in revenues,
I think it's very exciting.
I love
Yeah.
it.
all right?
It is,
awesome.
I sit around
Oh,
and
that's
play with it all
great.
day.
It's actually great.
I didn't have time, I was
It is,
reading
you know-
364 pages of the stuff today, and I didn't
I,
have time.
you know,
I think that's a cue to move a little bit faster.
Yeah. Robert, yeah,
I'm just trying to go through, okay, so,
I think we
okay,
get it.
we got it.
all right. All right, so here's the expenditures. You wanna click down to expenditures. You can do it right there. Then it gives you, this is total expenditures for the whole, general fund, 11.4 million. And it breaks out, 4 million is salary and wages, 2.6 is employee benefits, professional services, 2.7, general operation, 1.1. So you can get, kind of how the whole component, so.
Okay,
what's the big spike? Go back. What's
Okay.
that big spike?
That's budget.
This is the budget portion right now.
So if you go down to salary and wages, so
Mhm.
if you just slide the number down, slide down a little bit, please. Okay, so right there under, you see the 3.862, right?
Yes.
Can you click on that number and then explodes it out by department?
No.
Okay, so that's the question I was asking.
That's the-
You've never played with this?
No, I haven't, I was spending all my time reading the
No,
beautiful
this
staff.
has been up for weeks.
But you can get there another way.
This
Yes.
is, that's the.
Yeah.
You get there another way.
No, I have
Yeah.
not played with it. I
Oh,
readily admit, I've been very busy and I have not played with it.
your software.
As it goes by department, you can get to your data.
Right. So this is for the whole general fund. You can see the different expense type categories,
It's at the very
right?
bottom. Oh,
So-
wait a minute, city attorney wanted to make everybody aware that his little department is at the very bottom. It's that little skinny line.
It's not even on this chart.
Oh.
Is it green?
We'll get to that one, right?
We'll get to the city attorney. Robert, go to the next slide.
Okay,
Trying to close on a high note.
Let's move on.
here's the department, the total budget by department.
He's important on that.
City council is the smallest, actually.
Yeah, we're the
Yeah.
baseline, zero.
City
Oh,
attorney's a
that's
lot more.
true.
We're getting some bloody chair.
Right.
I
So-
don't care.
You can click on police department, it'll give you the whole,
Doesn't drive down into the debt.
this is
No.
basically
It will.
the summary level, okay? By department, you can tell if you drag here, if you go by percentage, you can see 52% is police,
Gotcha.
okay? Lisa's egging me on over here.
She should be.
Lisa,
Oh, yeah, I live with her.
Here's the city council budget, okay? Here's city council budget. Spend so much money.
Let's move on. Everything is relative. You don't ever spend any.
So are we making a decision tonight?
No, it's
No, this
just,
is just discussion.
we went through, he's gotta go through the next department, so.
Is he through the department yet?
Okay, this is administration.
He's in it admin.
Oh,
This is the $4,000.
That's a 4,000, so you can drill down by each expense type,
And
okay?
this is where you get your salary and wages drilled down.
Right here. You can say how much is regular salaries,
Ups and downs.
so total salaries is 380,000, compared to a budget of this year's 372. You can drill down,
Play with it over the weekend. I'll ask
Okay.
questions.
then it'll be nailing it.
Yeah, so the staff recommendation is that we dive into the numbers between now and June.
Yeah, and you've got the details on the sheets that were given to you in hard copy,
Yeah.
but this is online if you want additional data. You can see it. All right,
Thank you very much.
I will, I'll bring it back.
you got off easy, Robert.
I did, I was like, but I just want to say again, with the assumptions, like revenue assumptions, we were conservative. Property tax were about 4%.
For that issue.
Absolutely.
The building department was 2%, other charges for services were at 2%. Our franchise fees, we stayed constant based off of projection, so just want you know.
All right, thank you, Robert.
Thank you,
Is that
Robert.
it? Thank you. George,
There may,
thank you.
there may
Brian.
be public comments.
So I am gonna bring in public comments. Thanks for everybody reminding me. Can I get anybody in the public that wants to have public comments on item number 21? Please step up.
I think that.
Walter Sleeve, 227 Catalpa. I just have a question. Where does some sort of, is it employee benefits where discounted pensions are included somewhere there? Because I didn't see pensions anywhere as you were going through this.
It's
That's my
salary
question.
and wage.
I want to understand.
It's salary and
Okay.
benefits.
Yes,
in salary?
it's in salary.
It's
If-
in bundle, yeah, salary and wages.
If
Well, we'll let Robert answer.
you want to get into pensions, you click on employee benefits. And right here is health insurance portion. This is what we pay currently as a health insurance benefit. Right here is the PERS contribution.
That's the employer contribution?
Yes,
ER for employer, EE for employee.
yes.
Great.
So you can see that. This is our current, the health insurance for retirees. You can see it's went down because we reduced the, because of our contributions to our OPEB trust. We reduced a portion of our ARC for active employees because we have enough already currently in the trust for those in the active employees that are currently here for the future. We currently pay for pay-as-you-go for current retirees, so that's what's in here. This is what we pay as current retirees, and in that portion is the amount that we have reduced based off what we have contributed to OPEB. And basically, this is where you'll see the first portion.
It's there. Great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And it's by department.
Perfect.
So you won't see the employee pickup because the employees are picking that up, but you'll see the reduction in the employer cost for pensions.
Any other questions for item number 21?
From the public.
I got people racing up. You, Greg, Dee, next, Greg first, Dee second.
At the Finance Committee, we struggled a little bit with the benefits for pensions and employee benefits, and we're still not sure we're comfortable with the total amount as a percentage of the salary. And I'm not sure there's anything out of line, but I just I think it's 63%. Is that right, George?
Incorrect. It is much less than that.
It-
Sorry. 32, 35%
Yeah.
total.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah, so, there you go.
About 23% for employee benefits portion as a whole. Right now, it's for PERS contribution, meaning that the portion that we pay, based off of the rates that CalPERS provides to us, is this component.
The number that you were.
Was it,
He wanted the total benefits. What's the
weren't you and I
total?
concerned about that somehow it got up to 60% of the salaries? Now, you know, you're flipping these charts so fast, I can't keep up. So but it was, the main element was the pensions for the retired employees.
pensions for retirees.
And is that yellow chart, want to show that again?
For already retired employees?
Yes.
That is built into our contribution that, based off of the actuarial reports that CalPERS does for us, but they calculate that into the percentage that we take per class. And right